4 years after his first foray on movie screens, does Shazam hold strong? Critics are saying Fury of the Gods may be a bit overstuffed, but are otherwise all smiles over this superhero sequel. When Shazam first flew into theaters in 2019, the young-at-heart hero was a breath of fresh air. After being called upon by an ancient wizard, 14-year-old Billy Batson gained unbelievable powers and the body of an adult superhero called Shazam. As any teen boy would, he immediately put those powers to excellent use by skipping school, wreaking accidental havoc, and bonding with his foster brother Freddy. At the time, Shazam was a surprisingly pleasant entry in the often grim DC Extended Universe. And though it found interesting ways to integrate horror, it veered away from the dark Snyder-era films with its distinct sense of humor. It fared well with critics and at the box office, so a sequel was inevitable. 4 years and a complete upheaval of the DCEU later, the Shazamily has returned for Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and based on the early buzz, they're more magical than ever. The Shazam magic extends far beyond Billy Batson in Fury of the Gods, with all of his foster siblings now sharing his special ability to transform into superheroes by uttering a single word. With Mark Strong's Dr. Sivana officially defeated, the family must now contend with the mysterious daughters of Atlas, Hespera, Calypso, and Anthea. Director David F. Sandberg has returned to helm the sequel, working from a script by Henry Gayden and Chris Morgan. Though not technically the start of a new DC era, the Shazamily could easily have a future in James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DC universe. It all depends on the reception their latest adventure gets. While the public still has to wait until March 17th for Fury of the Gods to hit theaters, the first critic reactions have started pouring in, and they're trending toward the positive. The early consensus is that Fury of the Gods is bigger and bolder, but still holds tight to the heart and humor of the first film. With the origin story out of the way, the movie delves right into the action, which is balanced alongside character development for the beloved Foster family. Geeks of Color owner Dorian Parks writes that the sequel is even better than the original, tweeting, "Shazam, Fury of the Gods delivers on every level. The action is spectacular, the humor is on point, and the surprises will leave you wanting more." Fandango's Eric Davis praised the humor and the decision to focus on chosen family, while Variety critic Courtney Howard dubbed the film a super-powered sequel, with a super solid, super fun, and super smart blend of hilarity, heart, and heroics. The film also includes several standout performances. Discussing films, Ben Rolfe points to Helen Mirren, who plays Hespera. Shabazz of the Movie Podcast name-checked the actresses who played Calypso and Anthea as well, writing, "Lucy Liu, Helen Mirren, and Rachel Zegler are a force to be reckoned with and a joy to watch." Comicbook.com's Brendan Davis hints that the sequel leans into the realm of horror at times, writing, "Sandberg sprinkles some horror elements while maintaining the childish joy and charm of the Shazamily." Black Girl Nerds founder Jamie Broadnax adds, "Shazam continues to lean into his silliness and immaturity in this sequel, which tells us this franchise will remain to keep these films funny, light, and slapstickish." Naturally, there's also been some criticism. The most frequent critique will be no big surprise to dedicated Marvel Cinematic Universe and DCEU viewers, the dreaded third act curse. Too often, superhero movies devolve into messy CGI battles that lose sight of the story, and according to some, the Shazam sequel is no exception. Digital Spy's Gabriella Geisinger writes, "Within Fury of the Gods is a fun buddy comedy starring Jaimun Hansu and Jack Dylan Grazer. Unfortunately, you have to watch Shazam 2 to see it." MTV's Tyrell Charles doubled down on that sentiment, adding, "The third act drags way too long, which got tiresome." Nerd Reactor's John Nowin landed on the positive end of the spectrum, dubbing the film a fun-filled adventure that's a solid follow-up to the first film, but also pointed to the packed extended cast, adding, "I wish the movie was longer since there are a lot of characters." Cinema Blend's Eric Eisenberg sums it all up by landing somewhere in between. He writes of Fury of the Gods, "Not a game-changing comic book movie, but it wins you over with its characters and energy." DC Films co-head James Gunn was also one of the many to weigh in on the film, which he called a complete blast. He added that, "The whole crew killed it."